It was supposed to be a lighthearted, late-night chat, another fun and easygoing segment on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Fans were excited. Danny DeVito, one of Hollywood's most beloved and unpredictable actors, was set to appear to promote his latest comedy project. Everyone expected jokes, laughter, and classic DeVito charm. As the cameras rolled, the studio audience cheered wildly. Danny walked onto the stage in his usual quirky style, a mischievous grin, a playful wave, and that unmistakable DeVito energy. Colbert welcomed him with open arms. And for the first few minutes, everything seemed perfect. They joked about Danny's career, his iconic roles in Taxi, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and even his time as the Penguin in Batman Returns. Laughter filled the room. But as the conversation turned unexpectedly serious, something began to shift, and no one saw what was coming next. Around 10 minutes into the interview, Colbert decided to switch gears. He brought up a recent viral interview where Danny made some blunt remarks about Hollywood politics and the changing nature of comedy. Colbert, always known for his sharp wit, asked with a smirk, "Danny, you've never been afraid to say what you think. Do you ever worry that maybe you go too far sometimes?" At first, the crowd chuckled. Danny smiled, but his tone changed slightly. "Nah, Steven. I just say what everyone else is thinking. They're just scared to say it." The audience laughed nervously, unsure whether it was still part of the act or something more real. Colbert pushed a little harder, adding, "But come on, some of those comments got people talking, especially that bit about Hollywood being a circus of hypocrites." And that's when the tension finally snapped. Danny's smile faded. His voice grew louder, more passionate. "You want to talk about hypocrites, Steven? Let's talk about how everyone pretends to care about the truth until it messes with their image. I've been in this business for 50 years. I've seen the real circus." The crowd gasped. Colbert tried to steer it back to humor, but Danny wasn't backing down. The next few minutes were television gold, and chaos at the same time. Danny leaned forward in his chair, waving his hands as he spoke. His voice carried through the studio, raw and emotional. "You know what's funny, Steven? People love honesty until it's pointed at them. Then suddenly, you're controversial. You ask me if I go too far? I think people stopped going far enough." Colbert, maintaining his host composure, tried to interject with a laugh. "Well, that's one way to make headlines." But Danny shot back instantly. "I'm not here to make headlines. I'm here to be real. Maybe that's what this show needs, a little less fake laughter. A little more truth." The audience didn't know whether to clap or stay silent. Some cheered nervously. Others exchanged confused looks. Colbert, visibly tense but still professional, responded. That moment was electric. Cameras caught every glare, every movement. Producers backstage were reportedly panicking, unsure whether to cut to commercial or let the drama unfold. And then, it happened. Danny stood up from his chair mid-segment. The crowd gasped again. "You invited me here to talk, so I'm talking. Don't tell me when to stop." For several seconds, Colbert sat stunned as Danny walked toward the edge of the stage, gesturing wildly. The energy in the room was unlike anything late-night TV had seen in years. When the show abruptly cut to commercial, audience members said the tension backstage was like a thunderstorm. Producers reportedly rushed to calm Danny down while Colbert stayed seated, taking a sip of water and trying to reset himself before returning on air. According to several audience tweets that went viral afterward, Danny was heard saying, "They want me to play nice, but that's not me. I'm done pretending." When the cameras came back, Colbert handled the situation with surprising grace. He joked, "Well, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Danny DeVito, the only guest who can turn my show into a therapy session." Danny, now calmer but still fiery, laughed it off and said, "You asked the questions, Steven. I just gave the real answers." The audience roared with applause, relieved to see some tension dissolve, but the internet? It exploded. Within hours, the clip went viral. Hashtags like hashtag DeVito meltdown, hashtag Colbert clash, and hashtag Danny goes off trended on X, formerly Twitter. Some fans praised Danny for speaking his mind, calling him a truth teller in a fake industry. Others criticized him for being disrespectful on live television. Memes, reaction videos, and commentaries flooded YouTube. Clips of the confrontation racked up millions of views overnight. Some fans even compared it to other infamous celebrity blow-ups. But this one stood out because it felt real. By the next morning, both DeVito and Colbert had released statements. Colbert's team said, "Stephen and Danny are longtime friends. Live TV can get unpredictable, but that's what makes it exciting." Meanwhile, Danny posted a short video saying, "I'm passionate. I care about the truth. No hard feelings, but I won't apologize for being real." And just like that, the feud turned into a cultural moment, not just about a late-night clash, but about authenticity in Hollywood. Fans kept replaying the clip, dissecting every line, every look, every laugh. And while the dust eventually settled, one thing became clear: Danny DeVito didn't just erupt. He reminded everyone why live TV is still unpredictable, electric, and unforgettable.